The hip-hop world is in absolute shock tonight because the unthinkable just happened. Jim Jones has reportedly been arrested after what insiders are calling a vicious, unprovoked attack on none other than Chrissy Lampkin. Yes, the same Chrissy who held him down for decades. The woman who stood by him through scandals, silence, and sacrifice, now allegedly the victim of his rage. The news broke like a bomb across social media. Mugshots, police reports, whispered 911 calls leaked online. Fans are screaming betrayal, outrage, heartbreak. How could the man who once rapped about loyalty turn into this? And more importantly, why now? According to explosive insider leaks, the confrontation wasn't just heated, it was catastrophic. Sources claim cameras were rolling when tempers erupted backstage at a private event, capturing everything in raw, unedited detail. By the time police arrived, Chrissy was reportedly in tears. Jim was restrained. And the crew was left stunned, scrambling to silence the chaos before it leaked. Too late, it's already everywhere. Twitter's on fire. Instagram lives are dissecting every rumor. Celebrities are weighing in, some siding with Chrissy, others shocked into silence. And fans, they're divided, devastated, demanding justice. The story isn't just trending, it's rewriting the legacy of one of hip-hop's most infamous couples in real time. What really happened behind those closed doors? What triggered Jim's alleged meltdown? And what does this mean for Chrissy, the woman who gave him 20 years, only to end up at the center of this public nightmare? The night that was supposed to celebrate music, love, and legacy turned into the darkest chapter of Jim Jones and Chrissy Lampkin's decades-long saga. What began as a private industry event at a high-end Manhattan venue spiraled into the kind of chaos that no one could have scripted. Not even the most ruthless reality show producer. Because by midnight, flashing police sirens drowned out the music. Cell phones were raised high to capture every angle. And Jim Jones was being escorted out in handcuffs, accused of viciously attacking the very woman who defined his ride or die narrative. Chrissy Lampkin. It all started with whispers from inside the VIP area. Witnesses claimed that the energy between Jim and Chrissy was tense from the moment they walked in. Chrissy was stunning, draped in a sleek black gown, ring catching the light like a final act of defiance. Jim, meanwhile, looked agitated, chain heavy around his neck, pacing as if he was carrying the weight of every rumor and every headline that had haunted him over the past year. Producers, influencers, and fellow rappers noticed the body language, the stiff smiles, the whispered exchanges, the occasional eye roll from Chrissy. Everyone thought it was just the usual couple tension. Until it wasn't. An anonymous insider leaked what they described as the trigger moment. According to this source, Chrissy stepped aside to take a private phone call. The name that flashed across her screen allegedly sent Jim into a spiral. The insider wouldn't reveal who the caller was, but hinted that it was a name tied to unfinished business from Chrissy's past. Witnesses say Jim snatched the phone, voice raised, veins bulging in his neck as he accused Chrissy of betrayal in front of stunned onlookers. And then came the moment that turned heated words into headlines. Jim allegedly shoved Chrissy hard enough for her to stumble into a velvet rope divider. Gasps filled the room. Security rushed forward. And within seconds, Chrissy was in tears, mascara streaking down her face, yelling words no fan ever thought they'd hear from her mouth. "You don't get to put your hands on me. Not after everything I gave you." If the room was tense before, it was pure chaos now. A bartender dropped a tray of glasses. Someone screamed for security. Mama Jones, Jim's fiery mother, was reportedly not present. But insiders claim that within minutes she was blowing up phones across the room, demanding answers and threatening to drag everybody involved. But here's where it gets even messier. A leaked audio recording, allegedly from a hot mic left on by a production assistant, captured every gut-wrenching second of the altercation. You can hear Chrissy's sobs, Jim's muffled curses, and the chilling moments security pulls them apart. The audio was leaked to a gossip blog within an hour of the incident and spread across Twitter like wildfire. Fans who heard it described it as heartbreaking and undeniable proof that the relationship everyone thought was unshakable had hit rock bottom. By the time police arrived, the story had already gone viral. Officers were greeted by flashing camera lights from partygoers desperate to capture the arrest. And when Jim was escorted out, cuffs digging into his wrists, he didn't fight it. He didn't scream. He didn't even look up. He just walked with his head low, as if he knew the legacy he had spent years trying to protect had just been shattered in seconds. The internet erupted. Hashtags like #Justice for Chrissy, #Free Jim Jones, and #Lampkin vs. Jones trended simultaneously. Twitter threads broke down the timeline in excruciating detail, analyzing everything from Chrissy's phone call to Jim's facial expressions in the mugshot. Instagram live streams popped up like wildfire, with influencers dissecting the leaked audio word by word. TikTok edits of Chrissy's past reality. TV moments from her iconic proposal scene to her tearful confessions were suddenly recirculating, framed with captions like "She deserved better." But the social media chaos was just the beginning. By morning, celebrity reactions poured in. Erica Mena posted a cryptic story. "The way these men treat the women who built them is disgusting." Remy Ma tweeted, "Prayers for Chrissy. Protect our sisters at all costs." Even 50 Cent, never one to shy away from messy commentary, reposted Jim's mugshot with the caption, "Damn capo. This what love do?" The post was deleted minutes later, but not before screenshots immortalized it, and then came the receipts, or at least the alleged ones. A blogger known for dropping insider leaks claimed to have text messages between Chrissy and a mystery man that hinted at her seeking comfort outside of her relationship. Whether true or fabricated, the leak only added fuel to the fire. Fans were divided, some insisting Chrissy had every right to move on after years of waiting for Jim's commitment. Others condemning her for betrayal. But regardless of opinions, no one believed it justified violence. Meanwhile, Chrissy herself went silent. Her Instagram account, usually active with fashion posts and behind-the-scenes clips, went dark. No stories, no posts, no likes. Silence, but silence, in this case, only amplified the noise. Fans flooded her last post with thousands of comments. "We love you. Chrissy, leave him. You don't owe us an explanation. Just your safety." Behind the scenes, though, insiders claim Chrissy was far from silent. A close friend told a gossip outlet that Chrissy was devastated but determined. According to this source, she told her inner circle, "I've carried him for too long. I've carried this love longer than he ever deserved. Maybe this is God's way of forcing me to let go." Those words, if true, are the most damning indication yet that Chrissy is finally ready to close the chapter fans thought would never end. As for Jim, the fallout was immediate. Court documents confirmed he was charged with misdemeanor assault and harassment. His mugshot, circulated endlessly online, showed a man stripped of his swagger. No chains, no shades, no bravado. Just Jim Jones, the man, facing consequences. And the drama didn't stop there. A leaked snippet from the police report claimed Chrissy had a visible bruise on her arm and refused medical attention but made a tearful statement to officers. "I just want to be done." That single sentence has been dissected by fans and bloggers alike. Was she referring to the fight, the relationship, or the entire lifestyle she's endured for decades? The entire Love and Hip Hop franchise is reportedly in panic mode. Producers, according to an anonymous staffer, are debating whether to include the incident in the upcoming season. "On one hand, it's ratings gold," the staffer said. "On the other, it's dangerous. Fans are already accusing us of exploiting Chrissy's pain. Some fans even launched petitions demanding the network protect Chrissy and refuse to air the footage. Others argued that showing it could empower women by exposing the ugly truth. And then, just when fans thought the story couldn't get any darker, a new leak surfaced. A blurry video allegedly recorded moments before the arrest. In it, you can see Chrissy gesturing with her hands, Jim towering over her, and what appears to be him shoving her before the camera cuts off. The clip is only 7 seconds long, but it has already been replayed millions of times, with fans analyzing every frame like it's the Zapruder film. By the end of the day, one thing was clear. This wasn't just another reality TV scandal. This was real life, raw and unfiltered, playing out in public view. And whether Jim and Chrissy could recover as individuals, as a couple, or as public figures, was now the question on everyone's mind. Because if history has shown us anything, it's that Jim and Chrissy's love story has survived countless storms. But this storm, this one might be the one that finally washes everything away. The morning after Jim Jones's shocking arrest, the city of New York was still buzzing with disbelief. Paparazzi swarmed outside the police precinct like vultures waiting for a corpse. And every entertainment blog from Hollywood Unlocked to Neighborhood Instagram gossip pages had already posted their version of the story. But then came the moment fans were waiting for. Jim's first public words from inside a holding cell. It wasn't a press conference. It wasn't an official lawyer's statement. It was a leaked phone call. Somebody on the inside recorded Jim's conversation with a close friend and fed it straight to a gossip outlet. The audio is grainy, but his words cut like a knife. They got me looking like a monster, bro. I ain't put my hands on her the way they sayin'. She pushed me first. Chrissy know what it is. She'll know I still love her. They twistin' it. The leak went viral in under an hour. Fans were split instantly. Some defended him, saying he sounded remorseful, while others accused him of gaslighting Chrissy and minimizing the pain she endured. Memes flooded Twitter. Screenshots of the mugshot next to his old lyrics about loyalty. Captions like, "Capo fell off his own throne and love don't live here anymore." Meanwhile, Chrissy's inner circle broke their silence. A close friend who claimed to have been with Chrissy in the hours after the incident shared shocking details. She was shaking. "I've never seen her like that." She told us, "This ain't the first time he crossed a line, but it's the last time I let it slide." That one sentence ripped through social media like wildfire. If true, it meant what fans feared most. This wasn't an isolated incident. Instagram lives turned into full-on war zones. One side blasted Jim as an abuser who had finally shown his true colors, while another defended him as a man provoked, broken, pushed too far by a woman they accused of betrayal. Hashtags like #Chrissy deserves better and #FreeCapo battled for dominance, each with millions of mentions in just 24 hours. But the chaos didn't stop there. Another leak dropped, this time from a supposed security camera inside the venue. The blurry black and white footage doesn't show everything, but it's damning. You can see Jim lunging forward, Chrissy stumbling back, and security pulling them apart. No audio, no context. Just raw movement that seems to confirm the worst. Fans dissected every frame like forensic scientists. Look at his stance. One tweet said, "He was going for her. No excuses." Others claimed Chrissy had raised her hand first, sparking endless debates that blurred the line between victim blaming and blind loyalty. VH1 producers were caught in the crossfire. An anonymous production staffer admitted that cameras were rolling during the incident, but whether that footage would ever see the light of day was uncertain. The network's in panic, the insider said. They know airing it would be ratings gold, but it could also destroy them. Nobody wants to be accused of exploiting abuse. Still, fans began demanding the raw footage, launching petitions titled "Release the Reunion Tapes." And just when the world thought Chrissy was hiding in silence, she re-emerged, not with words, but with an image. On Instagram, Chrissy posted a photo of herself holding hands with her best friend, her eyes red but determined. The caption, "I'm choosing me this time. No matter how loud the noise gets, I hear my own voice louder." Within minutes, the post had over 1 million likes, and the comments section flooded with support. "We got you. Sis, leave him. You deserve peace." But Jim wasn't done. His team rushed out an official statement through his lawyer, claiming that he vehemently denies the allegations of assault and that the truth will come out in court. The statement painted Chrissy as emotional and Jim as misrepresented, but the damage was already done. Fans had already chosen their sides. And no polished press release could erase the sight of him in handcuffs as the hours ticked by. New characters entered the chaos. Mama Jones, never one to stay silent, went live from her kitchen with a glass of wine in hand. Her message was as messy as it was shocking. I told y'all a long time ago, Chrissy and Jim wasn't right for each other. She's been playing games and my son got caught up. I ain't saying what he did was right. But don't act like Chrissy innocent. Fans exploded. Some accused Mama Jones of victim blaming, while others said she was just keeping it real. Either way, her rant fanned the flames higher. Then came the most explosive leak yet, screenshots of alleged text messages between Chrissy and a mysterious contact saved only as M in the texts. Chrissy appeared to vent about Jim's absence, writing, "I'm tired of waiting for him to change. At least you listen." The response from M read, "I'll always be here. You deserve love, not excuses." The identity of M remains unknown. But the implications were enough to send fans spiraling. Was Chrissy emotionally involved with someone else? Did Jim find out before the altercation? Was this the trigger that set everything off? Blogs speculated nonstop. Some claimed M was an industry executive Chrissy had been spotted with at fashion events. Others believed it was an old flame resurfaced. None of it was confirmed, but the speculation was enough to muddy the waters, and Jim's defenders clung to it as proof. He'd been pushed past his long breaking point. By evening, celebrities were taking sides publicly. Cardi B tweeted, "Protect Chrissy at all costs, period." Meanwhile, Fano posted a cryptic Instagram story. "Sometimes the truth ain't as clean as the blogs make it. Keep your head up, Jim." The fan base grew more divided by the hour, with lines drawn not just around loyalty, but around morality itself. But then came the most gut-wrenching development of all. Chrissy's private voicemail, leaked by an anonymous friend in the voicemail. Her voice cracks as she tells someone, "I can't believe it came to this. I gave him everything. I stayed when everybody told me to leave. And now, he put his hands on me. I'm done. I can't go back." The raw pain in her tone silenced even the harshest skeptics. For many fans, it was the final nail in the coffin. The streets of Harlem lit up with chatter. At barbershops, salons, and corner stores, the conversation wasn't just about Jim and Chrissy. It was about love, loyalty, betrayal, and how far is too far. Young women posted videos crying, saying Chrissy's story reminded them of their own. Men debated whether Jim had been set up, whether he was wrong, whether love had simply rotted into something ugly. And through it all, Chrissy remained composed, her silence louder than Jim's protests. Behind the scenes, insiders claimed she had already packed her things and left their shared home. One insider whispered, "This time, she's not coming back. This time, it's really over." By the close of the day, Jim sat in a holding cell, awaiting arraignment, his world crashing down in real time. Chrissy, meanwhile, became a symbol of resilience for some and betrayal for others. The internet wasn't just reporting the story anymore, it was living it, dissecting every leak, every word, every tear. And just when fans thought they'd heard it all, a producer connected to the event promised an even bigger bombshell. "You haven't seen the worst of it yet. There's footage that'll make everything you've heard look like child's play." The cliffhanger was set. The story wasn't ending. It was only getting darker by the time Jim Jones appeared in court for his arraignment. The atmosphere outside was electric. Reporters lined the steps, fans crowded behind barricades, and social media influencers streamed the scene live to hundreds of thousands of viewers. This wasn't just another celebrity scandal. This was history unfolding in real time. And everyone wanted to witness the fall of Harlem's capo. Inside the courthouse, the tension was suffocating. Jim entered in a beige jail-issued jumpsuit, shackled at the wrists, head held low. But when he glanced up at the gallery, cameras caught the flash of pain in his eyes. Because sitting in the front row, flanked by friends, was Chrissy Lampkin. No makeup, no glam, just raw defiance. She didn't look at him once. The prosecutor wasted no time painting Jim as a danger. The defendant, she declared, is accused of physically assaulting his longtime partner during a public event, causing visible injuries. The people have in their possession audio, video, and eyewitness testimony that corroborates this violent act. Gasps echoed in the room. Chrissy's friends clasped her hands tighter, but Jim's lawyer fought back, claiming the story was grossly exaggerated and that Jim was provoked. The defense hinted at messages and relationships outside the marriage that would explain Jim's reaction, clearly alluding to the mysterious M whose name had already gone viral online. And then it happened the moment nobody thought would ever see the light of day. The prosecutor played a clip from the unreleased security footage. For weeks, fans had speculated about what was really on that tape. Now they knew. The video shows Jim grabbing Chrissy's wrist, pulling her toward him, and then shoving her hard into a divider. You can see Chrissy crying, pushing him back, and security jumping in. The clip is less than 30 seconds, but it lands like a bomb in the courtroom. Chrissy buries her face in her hands. Jim shakes his head, mouthing, "That ain't the whole story." The clip leaked online within minutes. By the time court recessed, Twitter had already looped the video millions of times. The hashtags #CancelJimJones and #JusticeForChrissy trended worldwide. Fans didn't just react, they mobilized. Petitions circulated demanding that Jim be dropped from festival lineups and brand endorsements. Memes flooded TikTok, comparing his mugshot to stills of Chrissy's tears. The culture had spoken, and it wasn't forgiving. But Chrissy herself remained silent. Until that night at 9 p.m., Chrissy Lampkin went live on Instagram, her face illuminated only by a dim lamp. More than 600,000 people tuned in, waiting for her to break. And break she did. Tears streamed down her cheeks as she whispered, "I gave this man my 20s, my 30s, my 40s, and half of my 50s. I waited for rings that never came, for promises that turned to dust. And when I finally decided to choose me, this is how he repaid me." The chat exploded. Hearts, prayer emojis, comments screaming, "We love you." But Chrissy wasn't finished. She pulled out her phone, scrolled, and then read aloud. "These are the texts he sent me hours before that night. He told me, 'You ain't never gonna leave me. You mine forever, with or without a ring.' That's not love. That's control." The receipts hit harder than any gossip blog could. Screenshots appeared on the live, Jim's messages, possessive, manipulative, undeniable. Fans screen recorded instantly, flooding Twitter with proof. Within hours, celebrities rallied. Tamar Braxton posted, "This broke me. Chrissy deserves the world." Teyana Taylor added, "Sis carried Harlem on her back for years. Don't ever question her loyalty." Even Beyoncé's publicist, Yvette Noel-Schur, liked a fan post calling Chrissy a queen who deserves peace. Meanwhile, Jim was stuck behind bars and his frustration boiled over. Another leaked jail call surfaced the next morning. His voice, shaking with anger, echoed, "They got me looking like a villain. She know I ain't mean it like that." And them texts. "That's between us, not the world." The clip only made things worse. Fans dragged him for dodging accountability. With one viral tweet reading, "Imagine being more mad about leaks than about hurting your woman." Behind the scenes, VH1 executives were in meltdown mode. An insider revealed the network had hours of unseen footage from that night, including Jim yelling at producers, threatening to shut the whole show down. The insider claimed they're sitting on gold. But airing it could end the franchise. Sponsors are already pulling back. And then came the twist nobody saw coming. A new leak, allegedly from a disgruntled VH1 crew member, revealed an old clip from 2016. In the footage, Jim can be heard yelling at Chrissy backstage during another reunion special, calling her ungrateful and replaceable. The clip, though years old, reignited the narrative that Jim's aggression had been simmering long before the arrest. Chrissy's silence after her live only made the noise louder. She didn't post, didn't comment, didn't like anything. But her friends did. Emily B posted a photo of Chrissy laughing at brunch with the caption, "Strength looks good on you." Sis, Mama D from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta chimed in. Chrissy, leave his ass in 2009. Even K. Michelle, never one to stay quiet, went live saying, Chrissy's been holding Harlem down for decades. Jim better pray she don't write a tell-all. And then, in the middle of the storm, TMZ dropped the biggest bomb yet. Court documents showing that Chrissy had officially filed for a restraining order against Jim Jones. The documents claimed repeated patterns of emotional and physical abuse and cited the recent attack as the breaking point. The court granted her temporary protection. Fans erupted in celebration. #ProtectsChrisy trended worldwide. Street murals popped up overnight in Harlem with Chrissy's face painted above the words, "She waited. Now she's free." But Jim wasn't done fighting. On his third night in custody, he managed to record a freestyle over a jailhouse phone. The track leaked by a guard was raw, unpolished, and dripping with venom. He rapped, "They trying to paint me as the villain in this movie, but they forget the love she had was 'cause I made her choose me." The freestyle divided fans even further, with some praising his honesty and others blasting him for deflecting blame. As the world argued, Chrissy made her most powerful move yet. Through her lawyer, she announced she would sit down for an exclusive televised interview, unfiltered, unedited, and ready to expose the truth about her life with Jim. The announcement sent shockwaves. Bloggers speculated about what she'd reveal: cheating, financial manipulation, family secrets. The internet held its breath as the interview aired. Chrissy sat calmly in a cream blazer, her voice steady. She spoke about the years of waiting, the love that turned to resentment, and the night that shattered everything. And then she dropped the line that became immortal. Jim Jones wasn't my forever. He was my lesson. The interview went viral instantly, clips spreading across every platform. Chrissy wasn't just a reality star anymore. She was a symbol of survival. Fans crowned her the Queen of Harlem Resilience. And just when everyone thought the saga was over, another leak surfaced, a blurry photo of Chrissy holding hands with a mystery man outside a restaurant in Tribeca. Blogs exploded with speculation. Had she already moved on? Was this the mysterious M from her texts? Who was the man daring enough to stand beside her while Jim was still behind bars? The cliffhanger was set. Because if Jim thought the worst was behind him, he hadn't seen anything yet. Chrissy's silence was over, and her next chapter was about to eclipse his entire legacy. And there you have it, the truth, the leaks, the heartbreak, and the chaos no one was ready for. But let me make this crystal clear. This story is far from over. Chrissy has gone from silence to survival, from victim to voice, and the world is watching her every move. Jim is sitting in the middle of a storm that could end his career, his freedom, and his reputation forever. And with whispers of unreleased footage, secret love interests, and even more damning receipts ready to hit the internet. We're only scratching the surface of this firestorm. So here's the deal. If you think this saga has reached its peak, think again. The next chapter will be bigger, louder, and even more explosive. Do you really want to be the last person to know when the next leak drops? When Chrissy's interview shatters more illusions? When Jim finally faces the consequences of decades of silence and denial? Don't play catch-up. Stay ahead of the chaos. Smash that like button right now to show your support. Drop your thoughts in the comments because your voice matters in this conversation. And most importantly, hit subscribe and turn on notifications. Because the moment the next bombshell hits, and trust me, it's coming, you'll want to be here with us, dissecting every word, every clip, every tear. This isn't just gossip. This is history unfolding. And you don't want to miss a single second. You don't want to miss a single second.